Hello, my dear students. Welcome to biology class. So, we are doing chapter number 12, reproduction in plants. So, let's see what we are going to learn today. So, today we will be learning about dispersal of seeds and fruits. So, let's see what this means. Now, we already have learned about the sexual reproduction in plants. Okay. Now, you all know that in case of sexual reproduction, what is the thing that is produced? That is seed. Seed is actually the sexual reproductive body. Okay. Now, how does a new plant grow from a seed? The process in which a seed begins to grow into a new plant is known as what is known as germination, isn't it? And for that the seed, it needs proper dispersal. Okay, proper dispersal, proper food, proper warmth in order to grow to a new plant. Okay, so today in our class basically we will be learning about the different processes of seed dispersal and what are their benefits. Okay, so in one word, what we can say, dispersal of seed means to scatter the seed over a wide area. Okay. Over here you can see what is the definition given. Seed dispersal is the movement or transport of seeds away from the parent plant. Okay. Now plant, you all know that they have very limited mobility. They cannot move from one place to another. Okay. So obviously, they have to rely upon a variety of dispersal vector to transport their propagules, including both an abiotic and biotic vector. Okay, vector means the mode. Okay, the mode of transportation. Okay, so it requires both abiotic as well as as well as a biotic vector. Okay. Now, in nature, okay, the same kind of plants and trees grow at different places which are quite far away from one another, right? Now, the same kind of plant and trees grow at different places. Why? Because their seeds are dispersed to different places by various natural agents, such as what? Such as wind, water, and animals. Okay. Now, what happens actually? Why the seed it needs to get dispersed. Now, when the seed becomes mature, then the whole fruit containing the seeds or the individual seeds fall from the parent plant to the ground below. Okay. Now, a plant produces many seeds. For example, a guava plant, if I say guava fruit, it produces many seeds. Now, if all the seeds produced by a plant which fall directly underneath the plant germinate and grow there, then what will happen? A large number of new plants will grow up close together within a small area of the soil. Okay. Now, the large number of new plants growing close together, they will compete with each other for water, minerals from the soil, sunlight, leading to what? Leading to shortage of water, minerals, and sunlight. Okay. So, due to insufficient water, mineral, and sunlight, the newly growing plants will not be healthy and many plants will die. Right. So, this will harm the plants in the long run because their further spreading will be prevented. Right. So, in order to prevent the overcrowding at a same place, the seeds and fruits of many plants have developed various ways which enable them to be carried to a long distance away from the parent plant. Okay, so we can say the seeds and fruits of many plants, they are adapted for dispersal in wide areas. For what? For the better chance of growth of seeds dispersed away from each other. Okay. Now, when the seeds of a plant are dispersed, the new plants which grow from these seeds far and wide, and hence they do not compete among themselves for water, minerals, and sunlight. So, what will happen? Definitely, all the new plants, they will get sufficient water, minerals, and sunlight, due to which they grow to become a healthy plant. Okay. So here you can see that flowering plants, they have got different adaptation to enable their seeds to be dispersed as far away as possible. So as I said you that there are two vector, that is abiotic vector and biotic vector. Okay. So abiotic vector, it includes what? It includes wind, water, okay, and by explosive mechanism. Okay, and biotic vector, it includes what? It includes insects and animals. Right. So these are the various agents actually that carry away the seed from one place to another. Right. Now, why the seed dispersal is beneficial to the plant, or what are the advantages of seed dispersal? Number one is seed dispersal, it prevents the overcrowding of plants in an area. Okay, so that is why it prevents what? It prevents the competition forward for water, food and sunlight. Then seed dispersal, it prevents a competition for water, minerals and sunlight among the same kinds of plant. And seed dispersal, it helps the plant to grow in new places for wider distribution. So obviously natural vegetation will be there in a larger area. Okay. Now here you see these are the different types of seed dispersal. Now we will discuss one by one. Okay. Now seeds and fruits of the plant, they are carried away by wind, water and animals, as I said you. Okay, that is by biotic and abiotic factor. So first of all we will be discussing about wind dispersal. Okay. Now the seeds and fruits dispersed by wind, either they have got a wing-like structure or they have hair, or they are very small and light, which helps them to carry away easily by blowing wind. Okay. Examples are what? Examples are here you see the seeds of drumstick plant. This is drumstick plant. Okay. They have wings. Here you see this is a wing-like structure so that they can be carried away by wind to far away places and dispersed. Okay. So thus you can say drumstick plant, it has got winged seed. Okay. Similarly, the seeds of maple plant, they also have got wings which help in their dispersal by wind. Okay. Then this is what? This is the seed of a sunflower. Okay. The fruits of sunflower, they have hair which enable them to be blown away by wind and they get dispersed. Actually, these seeds are very light in weight. So that is why they can be blown easily by wind. So sunflower plant has got what? Has hair. Okay. The cotton plant similarly, they have also hairy seeds and which are easily carried away by wind and dispersed. Okay. Then the plants like grasses and orchids, begonia, they have very small and light seed which can be easily blown away by wind for dispersal. This is a seed of mother. Okay, they have also hair and allow them to be carried away easily by wind. Okay. Next comes the dispersal of seed and fruit by water. Now, the seeds and fruits of some plants, they are dispersed by water. Okay. Now, the seeds and fruits which are dispersed by water, they actually they develop the floating ability in the form of spongy or fibrous outer coat. Okay, here you see this is coconut. It has got what? It has got fibrous outer coat so that it can able to float. Okay. So the seeds of water lily plant, here you see this is water lily and coconut plant, they are actually dispersed by water. Okay. Now the seeds of water lily plant, they have got spongy outer coat which allows them to float in water and move to other places along with the water current. Okay. Similarly, the coconut fruit, they are having fibrous outer coat which enable them to float in water and carried away by flowing water to far off places. Right. Now coconut fruit floating in sea water are carried hundreds of kilometers away by the seed current to the parts of land. Okay, and it is due to the dispersal of coconut fruits by seawater that coconut tree, it grows in all the coastal areas. Okay. These are what? These are the dispersal by animals. Okay. Now some fruits, they develop hooks on their surface which get attached. Here you see this is a fruit. Okay. It has got hooks outside which gets attached to the hairy bodies of the passing animals and carried away to the distant places. You all know that animals are what? Animals are mammals, isn't it? So they are having hairy bodies. Okay. So these fruits, they may be carried several kilometers by the moving animals before they are rubbed off from their body and fall to the ground. Okay, so when the fruits are dispersed by an animal, then the seeds present in them are automatically dispersed. Example is what? Example is xanthium and urena plant. Okay, they are covered with hooks. Okay. Now, another thing is that the animal, they eat the fruit, but only the juicy part is actually digested. Okay. Now, this seed, the hard seed, okay, they pass to the animal's digestive system and they're excreted. Okay, so along with their excreta, what happens? the seed they passed off, and then they can be carried far away from the parent plant. Okay. Example is cherry, apple seed, and blackberry. These are dispersed in this way along with their excretion. Okay, sometimes what happens if a bird sit on any fruit tree, okay, and if they eat fruit, okay, so what happens, the seed, it remains attached in their beaks, okay, and when they are going to any other places, then what happens, that seed, it falls off, and what happens, it grows to a new plant, right? Squirrels, they collect nut, okay, and bury them for winter food, but they often forget where they have buried, and then these grow into a new tree. Okay, so this is how the seeds, they are dispersed by animals, and these are what, these are called as the biotic vectors. Okay. Next is what? Next is the dispersal of seed by an explosive mechanism. Okay. What is that? Seeds are violently ejected from plants so that they fall away from a parent plant with a huge force. Okay. That is, when some fruits ripen, then strain is set up in their walls. A pressure is set up in their wall until the fruits split into two halves and their seeds are thrown away from the parent plant with a great force in all directions. Okay. So the some seeds are dispersed when their fruit burst with sudden jerk, right? The two common examples of explosive fruits are what? Castor and balsam. Okay. What happens actually? The ripe fruits of the castor plant, okay, they are burst suddenly with a jar and scattered the seed far away from the parent plant. Here you can see in this picture. Okay. Similarly, the ripe fruits of balsam plant burst suddenly with a jar and throw their seeds away from the parent plant. Okay. So this is how the dispersal of seed, they also take place by what? By the explosive mechanism. Okay. So this is all about your dispersal of seed and fruits. So from today's lesson, we had learned that how the seeds and fruits get dispersed. Okay, they dispersed via wind, via water, via animals, and by explosive mechanism. And also we had learned that why the dispersal of seed, they are beneficial to plants. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you everyone. Stay home, stay safe.